inspiring. Well, that was a lot of fun.
You're watching CTV Sports. Yeah! Let's go!
Earlier today, CSU basketball center Nico Carvacho decided to put himself into the NBA draft contention. I'm Maddie Warren.
And I'm Cory Odom. Good evening, Rams. The CSU basketball star and finalist for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award, Nico Carvacho, announced today on Twitter, "After praying and talking with my coaches and family, I have entered my name into the 2019 NBA Draft for evaluation and purposes. My plan is to receive feedback from the scouts to determine what I need to work on in my senior year, as I will be maintaining my eligibility throughout the entire process." What do you think about that?
I don't know. I actually think it's a really smart idea for him coming out of the season. I mean, he, like you said, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was nominated for that, which is a really prestigious award. He was leading the nation in rebounding. So for him, I love it because it shows that he still wants to get better. And that's something that his coach, Dave Thorson, has talked about a ton, is how much of a team player Nico is. I mean, he puts so much work in the offseason and continually wants to improve, not only for his game, but also for the team. And so for him to put his name into the NBA draft contention, I think is really, really smart because I don't see the NBA for him quite yet. But for the analysis purpose of it, I think it is really smart and says a lot about him as a team player.
Yeah, I like it too, because here's the way it works out. Either you get drafted and bam, you're drafted into the NBA, right. So that's pretty good. Or you don't get drafted and you have all of these professional scouts telling you what they like about you and what they don't like about you in a way that only they can, right? A coach can tell you what they think, but they're not the ones making that final decision on draft day, right? So I'm thinking, great idea from Nico Carvacho, and we'll just have to see where that goes.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's honestly, it's priceless advice that he's going to get from those NBA scouts. But those are some pretty big decisions happening in the offseason for that team. But a team that's still in season and killing it is the CSU softball team. Though it wasn't a sweep, the CSU softball team still won their 6th Mountain West Series this weekend in Reno, Nevada. After falling just 1 run short in the first game of the weekend, the Rams came out strong the next 2 days, scoring 9 runs both Saturday and Sunday. In Friday's game, things were looking up for CSU in the 7th after the go-ahead home run from Tara Shadowin. But the Wolfpack came through when it mattered in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Quinn Warner knocked in the walk-off run with a single to left. The rest of the weekend spelled victory for the Rams, with Amber Nelson staying hot at the plate, filing 2 more home runs under her belt. It wasn't just Nelson carrying the team and blasting homers over the fence either. Tara Shadowin, Isabella Navarro, and Danny Klein all went yard to put the Rams up at 15 conference wins this season, passing head coach Jen Fisher's previous record of 14 conference wins in a season. And there are still 2 more conference series left.
This past Saturday was senior day for the men's lacrosse team, who were facing their primary rivals from Boulder, the CU Buffs. The game started off with a 1 face-off by the Rams, followed up quickly with the first score of the game for the Rams. The Buffaloes didn't let that slide as the next 6 straight goals went for Boulder. The Rams began a comeback as the first period ends at 6-3 for Buffalo. The second period is all Buffs as they scored 5 unanswered goals. At the half, the score is 11-3. Senior captain Grant Alfred and Derek Delante led the Rams back in the second half, outscoring CU 9-6. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough as the Rams fall 17-12. After the game, CTV Sports reporter Sydney Wicker was able to talk to the head coach after the loss.
This team was aggressive offensively and defensively, but unfortunately you weren't able to stop this CU team. What was the biggest deficit for you guys today?
Starting off on the wrong foot. I mean, the first half we went down 11-3. I mean, you can't put yourself in that deep of a hole. Our team is very young and they've got some older players and they just got that experience. But just knowing that we're growing in every single game and knowing that that's something that, seeing how they finish the game is definitely what means the world to me to see that happen. So.
Well, Rams, that's all we have for you right now, but don't go anywhere because coming up next is Castro's Cut. Then later in the show, Triple J has an NFL Draft special.
Plus, Cory and I will talk about all the records that track and field broke this weekend and baseball's huge weekend against Wyoming. Stay tuned.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Rams, welcome to Castro's Cut. I am Litos Castro, here to give you the rundown of what's coming up in CSU Sports this week. So, without further ado, let's get rolling right into it. We're going to break out the bats and the gloves with the softball team to start us off. Tuesday is going to be their first game this week. That's going to be against the UNC Bears for a Tuesday night game starting at 4 in the afternoon for you. And then they're looking at a matchup against San Diego State on the weekend for you. That's going to be starting on Friday. You'll see that 3-day series that we normally see starting at 4 on Friday, and it's going to get earlier, 1 in the afternoon on Saturday, then at noon on Sunday for you. While we've got the bats out, let's take a look at the baseball team. They have their first matchup on Friday versus Northeastern Junior College. That's going to be starting at 5 in the evening for you in Fort Collins. But then on Saturday, they have a doubleheader. They're going to be traveling to Sterling, Colorado, Northeastern's home, for those games. First game starting at 1 for you there, and the second one right after for you. Looking at women's tennis, we put away the bats, take out the rackets. They have the Mountain West Tournament in San Diego, California. They are expecting some nice weather over there, so should be some good days for tennis. First round on Wednesday, and if they keep moving forward, the finals will be on Saturday. Feel free to give your women's team some love as they're looking to get a championship out of this one. But now let's put away the rackets, take out the golf clubs. Men's golf also looking for a championship this weekend in Arizona. First day on Friday. That's going to be going through Sunday for you. They're expecting around 100 degrees of temperature up there. That's going to be hot. I don't know how they're going to do it. I know I couldn't. I'm getting hot just standing here, so I don't think I can handle it there. But also feel free to give your golf team some luck. They got a hole-in-one last week, and maybe they can get another one. We'll have to wait and see. Your track team, though, they bring it back to Fort Collins for the Jack Christensen Invitational. Like we said, in Fort Collins, starting on Saturday for you. Track team doesn't have too many events at home in the spring, so this is one of the few chances, if you're a fan, to go out there and support them live here in Fort Collins. All right, Rams, that's all I've got coming up in the week. So you know what time it is. Time for your top play of the week. Let's roll it. Rockies versus the Phillies. There's not much you can say about this one. Tapia, my man, hits it far out, doesn't go over, but I don't think he needed it to. This dude's got some wheels on him. Look at him go. They're trying to get it there, but he is just too fast. Oh, goodness gracious. That is just an exciting play all around. It doesn't get any better than that. Inside the park home run, you can't ask for much more than that. I love that. All right, Rams, that's all I have for you. But stick around because when we come up next, the Triple J Pick'em Challenge is going to have their picks for who they think is going to go out first in the NFL Draft. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
The wait is finally over. NFL Draft Week is here. And now it doesn't start until Thursday, but lucky for you guys, we have all of our picks for the draft right here tonight. Welcome back, Rams. I'm Jessica Mendoza here with Jason Ortiz and Jared Stratton. Before we get into our draft picks, let's take a look at how we did last week.
Rip.
Jared, my man going over for the last 3 weeks.
It's been a rough few weeks.
The flame was tamed.
Yes, I do have to agree with that. I did say that on my Thursday night show. They were tamed. I was pretty disappointed in that, but also I was excited to see the Avalanche win. Even though I chose them to lose, I was excited to see the Avalanche win. I am a home team fan.
That's what you get for going against your home team, Jared.
I didn't do not with the Nuggets though. I still think the Nuggets got it. The Nuggets are gonna go.
Yeah, I agree, but
They're gonna win against Spurs.
all of our upset picks are kind of iffy. The 76ers and the Nets, 3-1.
Yeah, who chose Brooklyn?
Me.
Yeah, Cory picked them for you.
I know.
Sorry.
I still
And
have the jersey.
same with OKC and Portland. They're down 1-3 in the series right now. So definitely hoping for them to come back there. Not
Maybe.
so much the Nets. All right. Well, moving into the first overall pick, Jared, who do you select in the first pick of the draft?
All right. So with the first overall pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Raiders select Kyler Murray. The Raiders are trading up. They're getting Kyler Murray. No one really knows what the Raiders are doing right now, not even the entire staff besides their GM and their head coach. They sent everyone else home because they didn't trust anyone. Not even his, it was just insane how ridiculous their offseason has been, how they've been trading away all their players, how they're setting up for success. And I think they want to go all out. They want to get Kyler Murray.
So what happens to Derek Carr?
Derek Carr, they think he's mediocre. They've been trying to get new quarterbacks. They've been talking to new quarterbacks, getting official visits over and over again. I think it's going to happen. And if it doesn't go to the Raiders, he's going to go number one either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see what you got.
Well, for my number one pick in the draft, I have Nick Bosa. All right, here we go. Nick Bosa is the most hardworking and intense player in this draft, 100%. You guys, can we roll that tape here? I don't think they're going to be Kyle Murray in the first round or in the first pick because they traded up for Rosen last year. If Cliff Kingsbury can make Rosen work, I think he can make him work in this offense if he's as good as everyone says that he is. He totaled 77 tackles at Ohio State. And with Chandler Jones on the edge, I think they can be such a dynamic duo. So with him just being such a hard worker, he's got a motor that never stops. I definitely see him being the number one overall this year.
What's this video from? Like the 2 games he played this year?
Yep.
I said he had
left
77
Ohio
tackles
State?
total.
Before he left Ohio
Are
State?
you mad that he did that? Because look, now he has the potential. I bet you have him in your top 5.
He definitely is a phenomenal
in the
player.
top 5. He's a great
so
player,
he's making his money just because he didn't play because he was hurt.
And I also do agree though. I think Josh Rosen can succeed in the Cardinals' air raid offense.
I don't think they need a quarterback.
Yeah, the Cardinals don't need a quarterback.
That's why I have Kyler Murray going to the
But
Raiders.
I don't see him trading away the first pick overall.
Yeah, I don't either.
If they can get King's ransom for it.
When you have a lot of talent for the first pick, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take Quinnen Williams. You know why? Because your interior defense needs help. You got help on the outsides. Like you said, you got him on the outside. Nick would be a good help, but Quinnen Williams from Alabama, I mean, they need help on that defensive line. That's where they got beat, up the middle most of the year.
Yeah.
So Quinnen Williams will surprise pick at number 1. I don't know.
It's a surprise.
I honestly think he's the best player in this draft.
He's the best player in this draft by far, yeah.
Okay.
Quinnen Williams, for sure.
All right, well, for the second overall pick, Jessica, who do you have?
All right, so I have a trade here. I have the 49ers trading with Cory, you'll thank me later, the Giants. And they're going to take Kyle Murray here. They need a quarterback. So, guys, roll this clip here. They only have Eli Manning under contract for 1 more year, so I think having Kyler Murray be able to learn under him for 1 year is going to be really great. He also said he would love to be in New York, so I think that would be a great place for him to be. And then just think about it, guys. OBJ, Saquon.
OBJ?
OBJ plays for the Browns.
He plays for the Browns.
Oh, no. I forgot. I thought Saquon, Barkley, and Murray. It would be a great duo, I guess. Oh, that makes me so sad. You're right, though. But it would be a great fit. I think he would really make their offense really dangerous. So I see him going at number 2. But no, not to the 49ers, to the Giants.
I think Dwayne Haskins is a much better fit for the Giants.
The Giants.
Really?
Yeah, because he has the short passing game, great for slot receivers, and that's perfect because all New York Giants have right now is slot receivers.
Well, they might get him if they say it's 6, but I think it's worth it for them to move up and get the better quarterback.
This is a very not good QB draft class. I mean, after Kyler, you're kind of just hoping and praying that one of those guys might be like your diamond in the rough. But With my second pick, I went with Jess's first-round pick. I went with Nick Bosa. So with the 49ers, this is a perfect fit for him because their defensive line is stacked. And if you look at his brother, that defensive line is stacked. So they're going to work just like that. You're going to have Solomon Thomas coming off one edge, Nick Bosa coming off the other edge. Then you have D Ford to back up both those guys. It's going to be impossible to stop all three of them when they're healthy and running. So I think Bosa is the perfect fit for the 49ers.
I have to, for the first time ever, 100% agree with you, Jason. That's a high five right there. So Nick Bosa, he is the best edge rusher in the draft. And the 49ers have a huge hole at edge rusher. And if the Nick Bosa is able to fall down to number 2, that's their dream right there. That's what they want. They want Solomon Thomas to have someone on the other side so they can get one-on-one matchups. That's what they did with Bradley Chubb and Von Miller. So if you're able to get that on defense, that is huge. Most defenses don't have that. And if you're able to do that, I think that's going to bring their defense to the next level.
Big for an up-and-coming team. As long as Jimmy Garoppolo stays healthy.
Exactly.
They might be a contender.
True. All right, well, Jason, on to the third overall pick. Who do you select?
So, the New York Jets. You know they need all the help they can get because, let's be honest, they're the Jets.
Yes, they do.
I got him taking Josh Allen out of Kentucky. So, they need that linebacker that can come off the edge. They don't have that. So, Josh Allen's, he's looking to be the difference maker at the edge rushing position. It gives Greg Williams' 3-4 look that much scary.
Yeah.
So I think Josh Allen's a perfect fit.
Definitely. And for me, I still have a Quinnen Williams pick on the board, but I'm not going to choose Quinnen Williams. I'm also going to choose Josh Allen.
Oh, no.
Josh Allen is the second best edge rusher in this draft, and it's a loaded edge rusher draft. But Josh Allen, they need him on defense. I think, honestly, Quinnen Williams could go to the Jets. But that's a problem, though, because Leonard Williams is still on the Jets. That great defensive tackle. He's been falling off, though, but they need edge rushers. They need them. And to get one of the best players in the draft and also fill one of your biggest holes, I think it's great. 49ers, Jets, back-to-back edge rushers.
Well, I think it's safe to say that the Jets are picking him because I have Josh Allen as well.
3 for 3.
I have the highlights here for you guys, though. I think that the Jets are just completely barren at the edge. They finished in the 2018 season 29th place in scoring defense, 25th in total defense, so they definitely need help on that side of the ball. Definitely need that edge rusher, though. He had 17 sacks last season in the SEC, which is super tough. And just exactly how you said, I think he'll be a great fit in Greg Williams' defense.
Yeah, so Jared, with our 4th overall pick, who we got?
And for the 4th pick right now, the Cardinals have it.
Cardinals.
So the 4th pick, they have the pick because I'm the trade down for the Kyler Murray. But the 4th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, they're going to choose Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams, like you said, the Cardinals kept on getting beat up on the interior. They need someone on defense to make an impact. And if they don't have anyone besides Patrick Peterson, that's an issue. They have so many holes on their team, and I think the offense is not hiding, but the offense needs to step up, and I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to help a lot. But Quinnen Williams, I think they need someone on defense. They need a difference maker on that side of the ball. Best player on the board.
Best player on the board. Not a bad pick.
All right, well, we're a little similar here, but I have Quinnen Williams here, but I have him going to the Raiders because your trade was silly. They're going to go down to Alabama, pick him up. After a 4-12 season, their defense needs some serious work. The Raiders' defense had the most points scored against them in the NFL last year, so they have to be able to stop the run. Only 13 sacks from the Raiders in 2018, so I think Williams can definitely do it all here. You guys said it all already. He is such a dynamic player. He's really fast. He's really athletic, so definitely looking forward to him being with the Raiders.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that none of us, besides Derek, I shouldn't say none of us, me and you didn't go quarterback for the Raiders because Derek Carr is not good.
But Kyler Murray's better.
We can talk about that later. No quarterback for the Raiders means that they're going to get Devin White. You know why? Because that secondary got roasted all year long.
Their entire defense.
And why wouldn't you go? Their whole defense. They do have 3 first-round picks, so they can stack up that defense. And why wouldn't you go Devin White? He's the best DB left or DB/linebacker left.
This is one of the first time I advocate for that pick, even though I'm against it. Because, honestly, if you're going to have those later picks in the first draft, the cornerbacks are falling right now. So you can pick up 2 great cornerbacks, and I think that's a great pick for them. But I think Quinn Williams, I think Kyler Murray's in the best for the Raiders, but that's just me.
I guess.
Fact checking a little bit again to support yourself there.
And finally, Jessica, with the 5th overall pick, who do you have?
So for the Buccaneers, I have Devin White, who Jason has just picked. He's the fastest of any linebacker in the nation right now. Super incredible. The way he'll be able to use that speed with the Bucs will be so incredible. He's an effective interior blitzer. In 2018, he forced 3 fumbles and totaled 123 tackles. And the Bucs just lost Quan Alexander during the free agency, so I think he will be that person who can step up and fill that role really well for them. He's going to be a really strong rookie this year for sure. I definitely think that's someone we're going to have to look out for all season.
Yeah, and with my pick, I kind of went a little bit off here because he wasn't in many people's top 5, but I went with Ed Oliver. And let me just tell you why. The Buccaneers probably aren't even going to get this pick because they're more than likely going to trade down.
Oh, I hope they don't.
Because the Buccaneers are in a good spot where, sure, if they want to replace Gerald McCoy, Ed Oliver, that's your guy. Or you can go and get Devin Bush, and that would help you out a little bit. But I think they trade down with Cincinnati, and Cincinnati takes a quarterback.
No, the Bucs should not trade down. They need as much talent as they can get. They haven't been good in so long, you guys. They need to.
If they need as much talent as they should get, they should trade down.
They need to trade down to get more
picks later on.
Well, they need someone like Devin White who's going to help them overall.
I think you can get Devin Bush later in the draft, but
you can get Devin Bush.
I think it's also going to be Devin White. Devin White. I love Devin White, and I honestly, I'm a huge advocate for him to go to. I really want him to drop and fall to the Broncos because he is a raw talent. He needs a lot of coaching. He tackles high. He has a problem with that, and I think besides his instincts, he has a lot of work on. And the Buccaneers definitely need a middle linebacker. They only have Kendall Beckwith on the left side of the middle linebacker side, and no one even knows if he's ever going to be back. After that broken ankle in that car accident, I don't think he's going to ever come back. And they have some people on the right side of the middle linebacker slot, but they need a left inside linebacker to help their defense.
Well, we have 3 out of 5 of our picks are the same?
Yeah,
maybe
and
2?
All of them are correct for me.
All right, well, we'll see
Coming from the guy that went 0 for the last 3 weeks.
Well, he loves his football. Football is his thing, but you're still only going to get 3 out of 5. All right, Rams, that is all we have for this week, but head to our Twitter page right now to tell us who you think will be the first overall pick in the draft. And be sure to tune in to CTV on Thursday, and Jared Stratton will bring you all the updates on what goes down. But don't go anywhere because coming up next, Maddie and Cory have all the information on track and baseball. Stay tuned.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
With this rainy weather we've been having these past couple days in Fort Collins, I think we are all wishing we could be somewhere like sunny California. Well, the CSU track team headed to the Beach Invitational in Long Beach, California. And we've talked about her before, and we will continue to do so if she keeps breaking her own records, considering those are the only records left for her to break. Senior Shade Lawrence not only broke the previous outdoor women's discus school record that had been held since 1999, but later in the afternoon at the Mount Sac Relays, she shattered her own mark and set a new school record with a throw of 63.89 meters. With that heave, Lawrence finished in second. Not only did she break a 2-decade-long school record and then broke her own record in a matter of hours, Lawrence's mark is a top collegiate mark in the country this season. As for the rest of CSU's track and field team, sophomore Jessica Ozud broke another record, her own as well, in the women's 200 meters at Mount Sac. She earned an 8th place finish with a 23.65 time. Also in discus, familiar name Kelsey Bedard moved up to the 6th spot on CSU's all-time outdoor list with a throw of 56.52 meters. With that mark, Bedard docked a personal best and a 7th place finish. The Rams will return home for the weekend.
Well, it might not be California weather. The bats were flying around with a playoff berth on the line. Colorado State Rams men's baseball team need to win out versus Wyoming or see rival CU Boulder lose in order to make it possibly into the playoffs. With the pressure on, their catcher/shortstop Zietlow starts off with a hit and run as Parker Evans, their third baseman, turns the corner, doesn't even slow down as Zietlow is also safe at first, Evans standing into third. Next here we see a great play by senior captain Brandon DeLay with the diving catch in center field, throws it back to Hamill at first, trying to make a play there, unable to do it. This was the problem with Wyoming. They just could not cut anyone off at second as they were attempting to get the pick off with a 2-4 pop time from Wilkie. Just won't work. Here's senior Van Vark, who was honored on Friday for Senior Day, showing what he can do with the strikeout right there. The Rams would go on to win both games on Saturday by earning a mercy ruling. With their games done, it was up to Boulder to win out in order to force a tiebreaker Rocky Mountain Showdown for that one playoff spot. Boulder would lose a crucial matchup versus Colorado Mesa to give the Rams a playoff spot, as well as they completely fall out of the playoffs. After Game 1, Litos Castro was able to speak with senior Ryan Shones about their win.
Then we got to the 9th inning, tied up 8-8 after that big home run that Wyoming got. And then what was kind of the game plan as you were heading into the bottom of the 9th there?
We had a lot of confidence going into that bottom of the 9th. I know I let it off, so I just had to get on base. That was my job, and I knew everyone else behind me was going to do their part. So we got away with it there. DeLay did great up there. I was able to get a good read on the pitcher on that one pitch, swipe third, and then capitalize on a mistake and take the game.
They did indeed capitalize for 3 straight games as they are now clinched at that Nebraska playoff game.
Wow.
But now it's time for this week's Flip or Flop. Tonight we have this clip from Game 4 from the Sixers and the Nets. We've got both myself and Jared struggling down 3-1 in that series, and we'll see. What do you think happens?
I don't know. The way that ball's going up and the way I've shot a basketball and can't shoot a basketball, if it's going up like that, there's no way it's falling down to the net. I mean, it'd be nice to be that lucky, but I don't think it's going in. There's no way.
You never heard of a shooter's bounce?
I don't know. Like a shooter's bounce, yeah, but that's a pretty large bounce and not really in the favor of the shooter. But I don't know. Well, let's take a look at what really happened. So he's swinging out to the arc and he takes the shot. It looks like it's going to be kind of on line, but it just skipped out. And yeah, see, it fell. Oh, wait. There's a tip. That's a twist. It didn't go in on the first shot, but it went in on the second one. So, hey, there you go. It's kind of a flip and a flop.
I'm saying it's a flop, and that was definitely not a shooter's bounce. That one teased with him the entire time. That must have hit the rim like 4 or 5 times.
See, I don't know. I want to say that was planned. It was like a very strategic shot to make that happen.
Of course, all part of their master plan.
Exactly. See, Cory, you get it.
Gotcha. I got it.
Well, Ram fans, that's all we have for you tonight. But to stay updated on sports throughout the week, be sure to follow us on Twitter at sports_CTV. I'm Maddie Warren.
And I'm Cory Odom. Tune back into CTV tomorrow for more news from the people you know and to see Jessica Mendoza and Tara Barrio bringing you highlights from the softball game versus Northern Colorado and another week of disruptive picks. You don't want to miss it. Until now, next week, have a great night, Rams.